Today, we're plowing straight into DL, the woman who swears she secretly carried both of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children. She's not tiptoeing. She's flashing Sinai discharge forms, 4 to 5-figure bank transfers labeled Project Ginger, and an NDA inked 11 days before Christmas 2018. If even one sheet of that paperwork holds water, the Sussex fairy tale implodes and the royal line of succession starts to wobble. We're unpacking the viral confession, the baby bump clips storming TikTok, the constitutional panic brewing in Whitehall, and the legal migraine pounding behind Montecito's iron gates. Stick around, because the silence in California is roaring, and what cracks next could rattle the monarchy to its core. First, the blast radius. DL's interview drops on an up-and-coming streaming channel at 7:02 p.m. Pacific. Within 45 minutes, #SurrogateGate eclipses a Kardashian breakup, a Marvel teaser, and a Taylor Swift sighting combined. By the 2-hour mark, CNN, Sky, and SBS cut scheduled segments just to roll B-roll of DL's evidence table. Prenatal wristbands, encrypted signal chats, a line-by-line invoice for obstetric psychological support. Late-night hosts barely finish hair and makeup before producers shove new cue cards into their hands. And DL throws gasoline on the algorithm by staring dead center at the lens. Send a neutral lab. Swab me, swab the kids, prove me wrong. The dare hangs thick and unanswered. The internet, predictably, detonates. Reddit's Royal Revelations forum racks up 28,000 new subscribers overnight. TikTok sleuths loop Meghan's 2019 market stall walkabout, zooming in on the belly fold that once looked like a linen crease. One creator lasers frame numbers onto the corner and slows playback to 5%. Views hit 11 million in 12 hours. But that wasn't the half of it. Flashback to May 2019, the royal birth that never quite looked royal. No row of photographers outside the Lindo wing, no Kate-style floral dress photo op, no official press pool. Instead, Harry appeared beside a stable, beaming through a shaky iPhone. Mother and baby are doing incredibly well. Not a single hospital named, no attending physician cited, and just 2 reporter questions before aides shooed everyone away. 3 days later, the birth certificate arrived, and keen-eyed journalists spotted Meghan's full legal name erased, replaced by Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Palace staff called it clerical tidying. Critics now label it retroactive damage control. And it's not over yet. DL rolls the timeline back even further. Recruited, she says, by a Beverly Hills fertility agency specializing in discretion clients. First-class flight to LA, non-disclosure signed on a digital tablet, phone surrendered in exchange for a company-issued device preloaded with only 2 contacts. She's chauffeured to a glass-walled Malibu bungalow, ocean views, but cameras in every corridor. Friends banned, family limited to 2 weekend visits across 9 months. Meghan's team coordinates everything: macrobiotic meal service, prenatal yoga, mindfulness coach, weekly sonograms at a private clinic with no waiting room. DL claims that after Archie's delivery, she developed postpartum preeclampsia, blood pressure spikes, migraines, and blurred vision. She says the promised aftercare fizzled into a single FedEx box of meds and a fruit basket. "I wasn't a mother," she tells the interviewer. "I was a vessel." That's when she started saving receipts, Uber trip logs, Spotify wellness, podcast invoices billed to an account tagged Montecito Holdings, even text threads begging for a postpartum checkup. Each snippet feels like another domino shivering on the edge. Across the Atlantic, constitutional scholars rummage through weathered parchments. Royal succession law is steeped in public birth transparency. Secrecy threatens legitimacy. If a surrogate really delivered Archie and Lily, titles could vanish, and succession numbers might skip a generation. One historian dubs it uncharted legal tundra. Official palace spokespeople insist there's no ongoing investigation, yet insiders whisper briefing dossiers slid across the king's desk before dawn. Public opinion pollsters record the lowest Sussex favorability since the 2020 Megxit fallout. They sold authenticity, a branding analyst warns on Sky. If that collapses, every revenue stream feels the chill. But while professors parse medieval bylaws, the Sussex camp wages a lawyer's war. 200 cease and desist emails ping inboxes worldwide by breakfast. Language is aggressive, defamatory repetition, malicious perpetuation, severe financial remedies. 3 major broadcasters freeze pre-taped DL segments. But not all. One European network, shielded by jurisdictional quirks, teases a no-holds-barred documentary in pre-roll ads, complete with blurred voice memos alleged to be Meghan discussing tummy pad angles. Authenticity debated, yes, but the click-through rate spikes 320%. DL goes live on Instagram from her kitchen, reciting cease and desist lines word for word, daring Meghan and Harry to name the lie. Each volley boosts the hashtag hotter. And the royal duo? Radio silence. No Archewell podcasts, no filtered latte art, not even a dog birthday post. On social, silence often reads like guilt. Inside Montecito, staff layoffs bleed morale. The private chef's Tuesday test kitchen nights vanish. Exterior security rotations tighten. A friend leaks that Harry paces the garden at 3 a.m., swiping camera feeds, convinced an inside mole live streams their misery. Meghan, normally the maestro of narrative, cloisters herself in the detached office nicknamed The Hive, fielding emergency calls with brand partners. A high-end skincare line quietly erases her image from its website. A boutique wine collaboration delays launch pending due diligence. Spotify, still nursing wounds from the podcast divorce settlement, reviews morality clauses in whatever content remains. Corporate sponsors loathe uncertainty. And right now, uncertainty feels like fog seeping under every door. Every unaddressed question cranks the tension. If DL is fabricating, why not submit a swift DNA kit and end the circus? If she's truthful, why layer more deception atop disaster? Royal watchers recall that a cheek swab dethroned a Belgian princeling in 2021. The monarchy weathered that hiccup, but this would strike its beating heart. A retired palace press secretary sighs on talk radio. There is no modern playbook for a secret surrogate scandal. Parliamentary whispers grow louder. An informal group of MPs circulates an internal memo asking whether the Regency Acts need emergency amendments to forestall constitutional untidiness. Meanwhile, tabloid front pages boil it down to a single ultimatum: dinner or disaster. Celebrities once stalwart Team Sussex edge away. A-list friends decline Hampton's invites. Podcast hosts delete glowing episodes. Fashion Week photographers focus lenses elsewhere. Hollywood publicists quietly advise clients to sit this one out. Yet DL barrels forward, signing with a veteran crisis, PR agent and locking a primetime special on a legacy network. Producers promise triple-layer fact-checking. Studio lawyers comb every adjective. Early teasers show DL in a neutral blazer, poised, resolute. One glint of a hospital bracelet sends Twitter into meltdown. And here's the twist. Whispers hint a second surrogate might surface, claiming involvement in embryo prep for Lily's gestation. If true, the rabbit hole drops another story deep. Back in London, archival reporters dig for patterns. They log Meghan's public appearances chronologically, sudden trimester vanishing acts, an unexplained 72-hour NYC baby shower, a Commonwealth Day no-show followed by brisk hiking snaps posted the next dawn. None prove wrongdoing, but the mosaic of oddities keeps viewers glued. Documentaries, queue on queue, each promising exclusive sourcing older than the last. The algorithm loves a slow burn scandal, and Surrogategate is its new favorite fuel. Legal analysts now sketch 3 endgames. Scenario A: voluntary DNA test clears Meghan and Harry. DL's credibility collapses. The Sussexes mount a Phoenix-style reputation tour with Oprah 2.0. Scenario B: DNA proves surrogacy. The palace releases a stoic statement citing procedural oversight. HRH titles quietly fade, and Sussex commercial prospects cool 50% overnight. Scenario C: the Sussexes stonewall indefinitely. Public trust ossifies against them. Brand sponsors drip, bleed away until only the staunchest supporters remain. Each scenario is messy. None return the crown. Polished Netflix aura of early 2022. Yet, beyond brand calculus sits a human thread. If DL truly carried 2 royal babies under lock and key, ethical alarms blare, power imbalances, medical neglect, postpartum abandonment. Her pre-eclampsia tale sparks solidarity threads across mom forums worldwide. Hundreds share stories of postpartum complications as hashtags morph into grassroots advocacy for surrogate rights. Suddenly, this isn't just gossip, it's a broader conversation about reproductive labor behind velvet ropes. Inside the actual palace, senior courtiers walk knife edges. On one hand, overt condemnation risks alienating public sympathies that still linger for Harry. On the other, tacit tolerance could taint the monarchy's foundational legitimacy. Advisors float the idea of a discreet, judge-led inquiry, shades of Lord Dyson's 2021 BBC investigation, but no one dares leak a definite plan. One seasoned courtier mutters to the Times, "Better a quick tourniquet than a slow bleed." Yet, as always, the crown moves at its own glacial pace. Meanwhile, rival royals in the public gaze, think William and Kate, maintain porcelain, smooth neutrality. Photographers catch the Waleses shepherding their kids to school, stony-faced against shouted questions. A single raised brow from Kate at a charity gala spawns 900 thumbnail speculations. Icy glance means she knew. This ambient tension keeps the saga simmering even during evidence droughts. And just when Reddit's night shift moderators start nodding off, leaked audio emerges. Allegedly, Meghan coaching a stylist on keeping the bump padded at 8 months. Authenticity instantly contested, but the viral wave surges before any debunk can surf in after it. 4 weeks in, data scientists chart view time spikes. Regular royal news videos hover at 46% completion. Surrogategate recaps average 71%. Advertisers pivot budgets toward commentary channels faster than networks can renegotiate CPMs. A media maven on CNBC quips, "This scandal is the Super Bowl for YouTube drama." And that ferries us to the cliff's very edge. We started with an unknown woman and a story too outlandish to buy. Now, her paperwork drinks up lawyer lamplight, her DNA challenge echoes into silence, and the Sussex narrative, once meticulously hand-curated, spins beyond its architect's reach. If a cheek swab validates DL, the monarchy confronts a legitimacy quake unseen since 1936. If she's exposed as a grifter, public trust may still stay fractured. Cracks, once revealed, rarely vanish entirely. Either way, the next chapter of modern royal history just turned unreadable. So, what happens next? DL's primetime sit-down airs in 10 days, unless an injunction snaps the feed dark. Harry and Meghan can come out swinging, roll up sleeves for lab kits, or keep doubling down on silence. Parliament can investigate, legislate, or pray for distraction. And the rest of us refresh our timelines, because the question isn't whether this ends, but how explosive the finale gets. One hidden mom's bombshell might rewrite royal history overnight, or melt into rumor, until swabs or statements surface. Every repost, every leaked memo, every nervous palace glance keeps the story breathing, and each breath rattles the crown just a little bit more. And that's a wrap! If today's scoop had you raising an eyebrow or two, tap that like button to let us know. Got a hot take or inside tea? Drop it in the comments so the whole crew can weigh in. Not part of the fam yet? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because the next twist is always one upload away.